This is harassment. This is election interference. I'm protected by the Presidential Records Act totally. It shouldn't even be a case. It's not a criminal case.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Donald Trump being hit with more charges in the classified documents case. They got a third defendant involved. They're trying to say that he told someone to delete something off a server. They got all kind of stuff happening. Now, there seems to be quite a bit of action, quite a bit of, activity going on with this investigation. But when it comes to Hunter, not too much going on there with that investigation. When it comes to Joe and his own classified documents probe, there's not much going on there for a sitting president, but for a guy who's not in office anymore and who is a presumptive nominee, there's quite a bit of action. There's quite a bit of back and forth and discovery and all types of stuff. Very, very interesting. Like I said, this ain't nothing but a dog and pony show, and it's been going on for far too long. Now, we got quite a few videos and articles of whatnot to get through. If you want to see anything I'm talking about right now without my commentary and in full, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But I want to start right here. This is a young lady on CNN talking about the whole server situation, right? Because that's part of the new allegation that Trump did something with a server, and he was saying that Hillary did the same thing with the server. They're going to try to own him with that, but really it's a CNN self-own, and I'm going to get into that in a minute.
More on the breaking news tonight. Donald Trump facing new charges in the classified documents case, including accusations that he ordered aides to delete the server of Mar-a-Lago surveillance video. Now, if that sounds familiar to you, it is because of this.
Where is the server? How come the FBI never got the server from the DNC? Where is the server? I want to see the server. Let's see what's on the server. Now, I don't know how the FBI can investigate something if the DNC, the Democrats, refuse to give the server. Where is the server? I want to know, where is the server and what is the server saying? She set up this illegal server knowing full well that her actions put our national security at risk.
Okay, so they made their point. Now, they're trying to say that he's talking about server this, server this, server this, server that when it comes to Hillary Clinton. But now he is facing questions of his server and deleting things. But see, here's the key. If what he's doing is wrong and they're getting him on it and they're charging him for it, then why didn't they do that with Hillary Clinton? My thing is like this. I'm not trying to say that Trump is innocent or guilty. I'm just saying if he did a thing and he's getting charged for it, why was that same exact thing not charged when it came to Hillary Clinton? Why? I think we all know why. Now, this was an effort at an own on Donald Trump, but really it was a self-own on CNN. They're exposing how this is hypocritical. If you're going to charge one for a thing, charge the other. If you're not going to charge one, then don't charge the other. Very simple. Here's a news clip. Well, I mean, I thought you're not doing no football highlights. What's going on, James Brown?
With breaking news in the investigation of former President Donald Trump's alleged mishandling of classified documents after leaving office. The former president is facing new charges, including allegations of obstruction of justice and the willful retention of national defense information. This brings the total number of charges to 40 in the first ever federal indictment of a former president.
40 charges? I mean, come on. Overkill. If there was a case to define overkill, this would be it. 40 charges, really? And the things that he's being accused of, others have allegedly done. There's been evidence of others doing it, and there was no charges at all. It wasn't even a slap on the wrist. There was not even a charge to be able to assign a punishment of a slap on the wrist.
Plus, a third defendant has been named in the case. He is being described as a Mar-a-Lago employee who helped move some of the boxes containing classified material. CBS's Robert Costa has been following these late-breaking details. Good evening, Robert.
Good evening, JB. Tonight, a sudden flurry of developments at the Justice Department. Late today, a third person was named as a defendant in the Mar-a-Lago documents case. And these new charges and details put the former president in further legal peril.
Carlos de Oliveira, a worker at the property, was accused of attempting to delete security footage. Trump was also charged with new counts, including an additional count of retaining more classified documents. CBS News has identified that document was related to Iran and national security, which Trump is alleged to have shown to aides. The documents also allege former President Trump worked with his co-defendants to try to pressure an unnamed employee to delete security footage at Mar-a-Lago. The trial in Florida is scheduled for next year. The defendant, who was named today, is scheduled to appear in court on July 31st.
When they bring in other people in the situation, in a case like this, they're trying to get them to snitch, to fold, they want them to work against Trump. And that works well for them politically because they can say, hey, this guy was a friend, or he worked at Mar-a-Lago, somebody that was close to Trump, and now he is going against them. That's how they do. That's how they want to use Mike Pence, guys like this, because they were around them at one point and now they're against them. So if they can get them to say things that support their narrative, I'm not saying Pence does that. I'm just saying it's what they want to do. If they can get them to support their narrative and at the same time attack Trump, it's golden for them politically.
And then on the separate January 6 investigation, two sources close to Trump's legal team say his top attorneys met with special counsel Jack Smith's office today and peppered Justice Department officials with their questions about the recent target letter sent to Trump, which signaled he might be indicted.
They're giving the former president's lawyers a chance to come in, hear them out, make their case. But as to whether it's likely to cause them to change direction, very, very unlikely in my view.
And while the grand jury met today, CBS has learned that no indictments have been returned as of yet, leaving the timing unclear. Trump wrote his attorneys had a productive meeting with the DOJ. The special counsel continues to interview witnesses about the sprawling effort by Trump and his allies to prevent the certification of President Biden's victory.
This is ridiculous. What's going on right here is that they're just trying to just engage Trump in so much court action that he can't focus on the campaign. That is really all that's going on. This is just so much lawyer court nonsense, just ridiculous crap. This is how our society has become very litigious, always in court. And if you can't punish somebody through a legal system, you just send them to court and have them get punished that way. This is why people settle out of court when they got to go through lawsuits, because going to court, having court dates and being there all day and it's interrupting your life, they rather would just pay them money, because the inconvenience and the cost of going to court every day is just way too much.
The target letter outlined 3 federal statutes, including conspiracy to commit an offense or defraud the United States, a law indicating potential charges that range from obstruction of an official proceeding to tampering with a witness, and a law that deals with depriving someone of civil rights.
Sources told CBS News Trump stayed in close touch with his lawyers from his property in New Jersey, and later Thursday was scheduled to sit down with a conservative outlet as he looks to rally his supporters on the right ahead of travels this weekend to the battleground state of Pennsylvania and to Iowa.
Okay, now the conservative outlet, I think I may have that particular interview right here. This is over on Breitbart. Shout out Breitbart, RIP Andrew Breitbart. All right, I think this might be the interview right here. Check it out right quick. And this, of course, will be in the description box as well if you want to see it in full without my commentary.
Just before we sat down here, the special counsel put out a superseding indictment. What that means is additional charges against you on the documents case, as well as they added another defendant, the head of maintenance down at Mar-a-Lago.
The head of maintenance, the janitor, really? We getting janitors involved with this? This is ridiculous.
What's your? I don't know if you've had a chance to review this.
I
What's
just
your
heard it
response
as I'm
to
sitting
it?
down. This is harassment. This is election interference. I'm protected by the Presidential Records Act totally. It shouldn't even be a case. It's not a criminal case. Where's Biden with all the documents? He's got 20 times, 30 times the documents I have.
They're slow walking that because they're not really going to do anything. They're going to let that whole investigation play out throughout his entire presidency. And if he was to get reelected, God forbid, then it'll still be going on then. They would never get that thing done. He'd be, in the upper room by the time they're done with the investigation. And then they're going to say, oh, it ain't nothing there. No reasonable person bring it to court. It wouldn't get prosecuted reasonably. Same thing did to Hillary Clinton. When they had to say something, they said nothing.
And he has not made it easy for them either. They're hiding boxes. They're sending boxes to Chinatown. Boxes are being sent to Chinatown, and yet China's paying them millions of dollars. You explained that one. And you don't even hear about it. All you hear about is Trump. No, this is a two-tier system of injustice. Mm-hmm. And that's what we have. We have a sick country. Our country is very sick right now. We have a failing nation, and it's a very, very sad thing to watch.
Mm-hmm. You've called Jack Smith deranged.
Yeah.
Again, if you're elected president again, is he somebody you would fire?
Oh,
I wouldn't keep him. Jack Smith, why would I keep him? He is deranged. Look, he's gone after other people, been overturned unanimously in the Supreme Court. He's destroyed a lot of lives. Lives have been destroyed, and he's destroyed people. He's destroyed lives. And virtually illegally. He was Lois Lerner in the IRS case, which is one of the most egregious abuses. What happened? The government had to apologize to people. It went after Christians. No, this is a guy. He's a wild man, and I call him deranged. And he's been overturned, and he went after the governor of Virginia, overturned unanimously. He went after another senator or something.
Senator
he was
Edwards,
overturned.
yeah.
What he's done is just horrible. And the abuse of power, it is prosecutorial misconduct.
Do you think that this cases, the cases that he's bringing against you are going to end up, when we look back on them in history, we'll be looking back at them like we look back at his case against Edwards, his case against Senator Edwards, is who you're talking about there, or Governor McDonnell, and he's done it with people of both parties.
I think they'll end up being an embarrassment to the Democrats and an embarrassment to our country, and they have lifted my poll numbers. In all fairness, they didn't want to run against me. That's why they did it. They did this so that I wouldn't get the nomination. And it actually had the reverse effect. It's lifted my numbers, but I was winning anyway by a lot. And now the polls just came out today. I'm winning by like 40 points, 45 points. And I'm also beating Biden by a lot. And DeSantis, or DeSanctimonious, as I call him, is losing very badly to Biden. I'm winning by a lot to Biden. They don't want to run against me. That's why they did it. And it's had a reverse impact because the public is smart and they see this stuff. And now maybe a January 6th case. I don't know, maybe not too, because it's did nothing wrong. But what they're doing is it's not been received very well by the public because the poll numbers are through the roof. But they did this in order to get me out. And it's incredible because the public gets it, and it had the opposite impact.
Right on, Trump. Right on. You are 100% right. The public understands what's going on. They know it's a dog opponent, so they know you're being harassed. So they got your back 100%. And I'm right there with them because this is so silly. Like we all can see what's going on. A janitor, what they say, the head of maintenance, really? Is that you going to try to get involved in some kind of big federal? I mean, come on. Like, this is really crazy. As I close, I want to say this. I'm not saying Trump is innocent or guilty, but the things that he is being accused of and the evidence that we have, I mean, there's people, Hillary Clinton, all these people do the exact same thing that they're trying to say Trump did, but there's nothing. And let's follow precedent. If you're talking about a president, not even Hillary was not the president. Joe Biden was not the president. The president, they have the power to do this. You have no reason to prosecute somebody over this unless it's some politically motivated stuff, unless the DOJ of the current administration wants to keep you out of the running so their guy that they currently work for can win again. It's not hard to see. It's not difficult to understand. The people know what's going on. That's why the support for Trump has gone through the roof, more than it probably ever has been. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the new charges against Trump? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I stand. Big Dog and Pony Show. I want it to be over because it's gotten really ridiculous. And I don't know what we can do going forward other than just getting people out of office that should not be there, and just overhauling the whole system. The federal government at a certain point is kind of a failure. Let's go back to a more state-oriented situation. And if we must have the federal government, let's let guys like Trump and others get in there and try to do something right, because what we got going on right now is not working out very well at all. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.